You know what time it is? It's noon. Time for the Noon Report on Street News Now. I'm Lee Michaels. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here and being a part of the show today. And wow, it's been a crazy what it's been about 24 days now that we have a new president. And every day and several times throughout the day, it gets crazier and crazier. The shit show, as I predicted, is going to be exactly that, the shit show of 25. With that, let me bring in my cohort here, my man, Dr. Ron Ford. What's up, Dr. Ron?
I'm glad to be here in the Chicago Street News Now studio, bringing you the latest news break on what we got going on, man. And like you say, it is truly a shit show.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
And it's they approve Galbert today for the intelligence officer.
yeah,
Shit. I got to tell you this, Ron, and I've been saying it for a long time. Donald Trump surrounds himself with idiots that
absolutely,
suck up to him. Not very smart people. They got a little bit of knowledge, and that's a dangerous thing. But more importantly, they're not qualified to do the job that he's appointing them to do. So this particular administration is probably the most unqualified of all time.
absolutely.
And I don't expect any good to come out of it except for those 13 billionaires and their friends. That's all for the common folks, the everyday people. I don't think we're going to see much coming out for us.
Not at all. And it's funny you mentioned 13 billionaires. When just to get spiritual for a second, the perfect number of God's perfect administration or government.
Mm, sorry about that. Well, why did that? I, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
what did I
yeah,
hit?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So just to get spiritual for a moment, I was saying God's perfect number for administration and government is 12.
Mm.
So we got 13 billionaires, which means there's unperfect government. Just wanted to throw that
Interesting.
out there. Yeah.
The numbers don't lie.
No, they don't lie. We got some good stuff today, and of course, all of it centers around your favorite person. Can I say the orange-haired orangutan again? I said,
Absolutely.
I said that before.
You can say whatever you want about that clown.
Okay. All right. Well, everything on my list today centers around the orange-haired orangutan, except this one. I can't give him 100% credit for this one. The first topic is they're getting rid of the penny. The penny is out. Now, they've been talking about doing that for a long time, so it's not just on him, and it wasn't an idea that he came up with. They have been saying for the longest time that minting the penny is costing more.
I know what happened now. My keyboard was too close to the mixer and
You bumped me out.
yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, no problem. I was just talking about the penny.
Yeah.
Now, they've been talking about this for a while. If it happens on his administration, he'll take full credit for saving us money for minting the penny, but it's on the chopping block. So what that tells me, all the pennies that I've been saving for all these years are going to be far more valuable as time goes on than what they're worth right now. And I'm gonna hold on to them because
I heard
eh,
that.
they might be worth hundreds of dollars down the road. Oh, what's that?
You're
Remember when
right.
they
Yeah.
came back with the $2 bill? Remember
Yep.
that? They're like,
I
what
do.
is that? Now $2 bills worth thousands of dollars if you got the right ones. So
Right. Exactly.
hold on to your pennies.
Now I have a question, and I don't
Yes,
know if
sir.
you know the answer to this, but assuming they're going to eliminate the penny, which, okay, if it costs $1 billion to mint them, to make them, then okay, that eliminates that on the budget of the government, which I guess it impacts on us indirectly. Our tax dollars or whatever that budget was may go to something else. Okay, fine. But when I go to the grocery store and buy some groceries, and the groceries come up to $199.52, what happens to that 2 cents?
Well, fortunately for our retailers, they know how to adjust the price to make them round numbers. So you ain't gonna be having to worry about that 52 cent. They're gonna kick it up to even, you know,
55.
yeah, or if they keep the
So they're
nickel,
gonna make 3 cents more
right?
on
Yeah,
that
of
purchase.
course they're gonna adjust
They're
that.
not gonna give it back to me, not gonna take it
No,
down to
no,
50,
no, and
1950.
they might, because they got that padded into the price anyway.
Yeah,
Believe that.
yeah.
They're going to make whatever 3 cents more off of each sale.
Mm.
And talking about the price, man, your eggs are gonna. I'm paying $2 an egg right now. two
That's crazy.
dollars an egg. Okay,
Yeah.
I bought 18 eggs the other day, and they were $2 an egg. So my breakfast is far more expensive now than it's ever been. So
Yeah, I've cut out the bacon, the sausage, and all of that, and I don't eat eggs every day. Maybe twice a week now.
yeah, yeah,
I didn't eat them every day anyway, but 18 eggs now can last me a month or longer.
absolutely,
But
absolutely. Yeah,
it's nuts.
yeah.
And gas
It's
prices, I don't know about there in Illinois, but here in California, in the last week and a half, it's gone up 50 cents.
yeah,
So, orangutan, you haven't done a damn thing on the gas prices or the eggs.
yeah.
And my favorite Minute Maid strawberry lemonade at Ralph's, which is a Kroger store here in California, has been $1.99 for a year or more. Went in a couple of days ago, it's 2.69.
Yeah,
Why? Did the lemons, get a flu or the strawberries? What the fuck? I mean, what happened?
yeah. Retailers getting greedy. That's all. Yeah.
And even over at Walmart, they were 2.29. I haven't been in Walmart because I'm protesting and I don't go to Target, and I'm not buying anything today unless it's a black owned or Hispanic owned store. The only thing
Absolutely.
about that, my gas tank is on empty. I don't know if there's any black owned gas stations in LA.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
somebody knows where one is, let me know.
Absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
Hispanic owned. I'll go support my brown brothers, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, you're talking about pricing. I ran across another interesting topic that you actually sent to me,
Hmm.
that the Kennedy Center is now on the chopping block. So when was it that the president of the United States is looking for future employment by taking over the board of the Kennedy Center
Yeah.
to be able to take over their budget so that he can make some money? He's still president, you know?
Well, I looked up that budget, and if I remember correctly, it was was either 34 or $54 million annually, and it
Hmm.
was about $13 million in there for upgrades and repairs or renovations or whatever. So Donald Trump has been in the business of real estate and building buildings and all that kind of stuff, condos. So is he going after that $13 million and maybe put it under his umbrella or one of his henchmen to give them some business for that $13 million renovation? I hate to think this way, but there's something lurking in the background. Why the president of the United States wants to appoint himself the chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center, which is an entertainment center there in D.C. Why? You got more problems in the world and in the United States to solve, and you are appointing yourself the freaking chairman of the Kennedy Center? That seems petty. That's as bad, if not worse, than changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico. And you can kiss my ass, Mr. President. It's going to be the Gulf of Mexico forever. Okay. Now lock me up, because I know I'm not going to obey your executive order on some bullshit.
Yeah.
No, not going to do it.
And it's funny you should say that, because according to Google Maps, the Gulf of Mexico in America is called the Gulf of America now, according to Google Maps.
That's
Now,
bullshit.
the New York Times is reporting that, so that's a reliable source, I would think, that if Google Maps has changed the name, now the Mexican official said we're gonna always call it the Gulf of Mexico.
Me too.
Yeah, but they
Absolutely.
definitely are not acknowledging what he said he was going to do. You know,
Mr. President, listen to me. Okay? Listen to me. You are playing foolish games. You campaigned on you're going to turn the economy around. You're going to make our lives better. Not one damn executive order that you put in place, and I've lost count now. It's probably 100. Every day it's another 2 or 3. So it's ridiculous. Not one damn thing have you changed or made better for my life. Not one.
yeah,
You didn't bring the gas prices down, as I mentioned a moment ago. I'm paying 50 cents more for a gallon in the
absolutely.
last week. My eggs haven't gone down. My grocery bill is going up. Okay, so what are you doing for me? You haven't changed the tax plan.
Nothing.
All you're doing is bringing in a band of gypsies and crazy people that don't know what the hell they're doing. They're not qualified to be in your cabinet. And you're not qualified to be the president of the United States. You're a freaking criminal.
Yeah, it's too
And
late
that
for that.
law, that needs to be amended in the Constitution right now.
Yeah, it's too late for that.
Well,
Now,
for future criminals that want to be the president of the United States, that needs to be in place. I mean, it's no. Damn it, no. If
yeah,
you're a felon in most states, you lose your gun rights, your ability to vote, and if you're applying for a damn job, which you just did, and conned a bunch of dumbasses to vote for you, you're a felon. On that application, it'll ask you, are you a convicted felon? If the
yep,
answer is yes, your ass ain't getting that job. So
not
why is it
most
that
folks.
exactly? Why is it that the president of the United States gets a pass on that? No,
It's called white privilege. You know the answer to that. Uh,
it's beyond that now, Ron.
yeah,
And the Supreme Court is part of the problem.
yeah,
And the only
absolutely.
thing that I'm upset about with former President Biden is he didn't stack the deck on the Supreme Court. Maybe it wasn't possible. I don't know. I guess he has to go through the Congress to get their vote on
Right,
that. But
absolutely.
I would have tried.
Yeah. Now I got to hit his favorite sidekick. He looked like Tattoo standing in the office next to the president. From from Fantasy Island. I'm
The
sure
plane, the plane.
he is behind this. Did you know that foreign assistance was halted to South Africa because the people that are receiving the foreign assistance or the American assistance, they're sending money to South Africa, they have been giving a problem against the white landowners of South Africa.
Mm,
So, because the government or the officials that are receiving American aid are giving the white South African landowners a hard time, now America is stopping the aid. So, I'm sure Tattoo got something to do with that.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, that press conference that they had yesterday in the Oval Office, and the orangutan was sitting there at his desk, and Elon Musk and his kid
Yeah.
uh, were to the president's right, and he was standing there very much in charge, I thought.
Hmm.
And not one question from the press was answered with any detail. When they asked him about, you know, the information that's being received, copied, downloaded, whatever, of personal information, and he didn't answer the question. And when he started talking about transparency, you know, there's no transparency. We don't know who these people are that you have sent into the government offices to do your dirty work. And from what I understand, most of them are 25 or younger.
Yep.
What experience do they have? What about their security clearance? You're going to have people that we don't know who they are by name, by nothing. Just because the richest man in the world decided to put this ragtag team together, send them into government offices, and having access to all the information that in those government computers, to me, that sounds like some real bovine. And listen, and I put the blame on Congress, the House and the Senate, for allowing this to happen, number one. Because if there was any serious question about the fraud or anything that was maybe going wrong, first of all, the House appoints or creates the budget. They approves the budget to go to all of these different sections of government. Why didn't they put together a bipartisan group to go in and look at the data, or hire an accounting firm that would have to be vetted? It seems to me that the process could be very simple, very above board, with total accuracy without any partisanship bullshit going down. That to me is a fair audit. And I think the Congress has the ability to make that happen. Why wasn't that done? If you're so concerned about some wrongdoing with U.S. aid and all the other divisions within the government that's spending money, receiving money, whether it's the FBI, CIA, the Boy Scouts of America, whatever, then put together a legal audit, not because your friend that gave you $277 million for your campaign is qualified to do an audit. Audit your own damn company. Why is Tesla, have reduced the prices of their cars to, like, I don't know how they're making any profit. Your stockholders ought to be real concerned. And you're getting money from the government for the space program, from NASA. Okay. So are you going to audit NASA and find out that they're overpaying your punk ass?
No,
Huh?
he's not going to do that.
Okay. Then why don't you see that is an exact conflict of interest?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be anywhere near one government computer. Not one.
Right. On neither his staff either. They've been
Not
investigating those kids, and they found out that they're more dangerous than useful. Uh,
exactly.
yeah. Speaking of fraud and other things, the White House has defied federal judges
Hmm.
to unfreeze billions of dollars.
Well,
You
Trump
know.
says he's compliant. He's in compliance, but he's going to do what, you know,
Yeah. Right.
further legal
Yeah.
things to circumvent it. He's going
Yeah.
to appeal it. But from what we're hearing in the news, that, for example, on USAID, the money and the people are not back to work.
Right.
There's almost 3,000 people worldwide that's giving aid to people around the world. The
Hmm.
money has been appropriated. It's out there. It's been spent in most cases, not all of it. There's food and goods that are going to spoil if it's not distributed to the people that need it.
Right.
So for the president to sit there behind that desk and tell another bold-faced fucking lie that he's in compliance, send the federal marshals in there and put some handcuffs on him and take his ass to jail where he belongs. I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired of being lied to.
Yeah.
And, and all you people that voted for him, you should feel like Boo Boo the damn fool.
Yeah.
And you know what? Listen, I'm not going to apologize for my language today. I'm pissed off. I'm
Mm-hmm.
disappointed. I'm a red-blooded American, born and raised here. My parents were born and raised here. My grandparents. Now go beyond that. We got some ass whippings on the boat. Okay, so I'm sick and tired of being disrespected and played as a fool. And stop doing that to America. You're an embarrassment.
He ain't
Our
gonna do that.
closest neighbors, north and south of us, you're penalizing them. And this latest thing with the steel and the aluminum,
Yep.
25% tariff. We get a lot of that from Canada and Mexico.
And Mexico. Yep.
Okay. Now, he's saying, well, you won't have to pay the tariffs if you bring it and manufacture it here. But wait
Right.
a minute, dumbass. If the steel is coming out of their countries, they still got to bring it here. So you're going to give them a pass if they bring the plants, build the plants, and manufacture the steel and aluminum here. Okay. Now, how long will it take
Right.
for them to move those manufacturing centers to America if they chose to do that? So you're saying, screw the people in Canada and Mexico. We're going to take that labor base away from you, bring it to America, but you won't have to pay a 25% tariff.
That's what he thinks is good government. Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
pissed off your allies, your closest neighbors,
He don't
that
care.
when the shit hits the fan, they'll be there to protect you.
He
That's
don't
some
care.
ignorant, dumb stuff.
Yeah, he don't care.
Yeah, but we don't need that. We don't need that kind of government. Here's the thing. Now, they're proposing a third term for Trump. Now let's just go down this rabbit hole. Let's assume that the House and the Senate approves that. They do an amendment to the Constitution. He gets a third term. How old will he be? 900? He bitched and moaned about the age of Biden.
Right.
Okay, but now he's the oldest president that we have, right? Okay. Uh, these things just don't make no damn sense. But let's go down the rabbit hole. If he gets a third term, and if the American people are stupid enough to vote for him again, guess what? That gives him another 4 years to dismantle the CIA, FBI, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, and any other agency that might have a problem with him. What he's trying to do is eliminate all power that could go against him so he can become what he's dreamed of doing, being a narcissist fool dictator. Think
Absolutely.
about it, folks. Think about it. This is who
Absolutely.
we're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Get rid of all the opposition. He's flushing the people throughout the government structure that might see him as a problem. Hear me clearly. Folks, it's plain and simple and clear as a bell, right there in front of you. Why would he need a third term? To finish the business of disrupting and destroying America as we know it.
Yeah. Now to that, I saw a statement that he made allegedly, saying that he only talks about doing a third term just to aggravate the Democrats, quote
Oh, come on.
unquote,
No,
quote unquote. That's what he said about that.
no,
And to
that's a bovine.
you know, and to further speak to his disruptions, he fired the director of office the director of office of government ethics. He fired that. He fired that
There
person.
you go.
Yeah.
He's
So
creating a path to being a dictator
right.
on day one.
Hmm.
As he said it.
In the first 100 days, I'm gonna fix the world.
Yeah.
Um, and last but not least, he's also putting out there a pardon for the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. You know, Eric
Yeah.
Adams got arrested last year.
Hmm.
They said he was doing some unethical stuff, by dealing with people that supported him. And a lot of people say he was set up, but he's now pardoning the mayor of New York. And just on this week, he also pardoned the former governor of Illinois, Blago.
Yeah.
Yep, he sent him a pardon just yesterday.
Yeah. He
So,
already had clemency and now he's got a full pardon. But you know what? Why? Okay. Now, in my thinking, giving the guy in New York a pass
hmm
may, for all of those who appreciate him, primarily the black and maybe Hispanic voters that put the guy in office, he's hoping to get their vote, their support in the midterm. And if he goes for a third term, he needs New York. He wants to flip the vote in New York. As far as the former governor, band of gypsies, band of thieves, you know, he was guilty. He did the wrong thing and he got caught. Period. And it gives him some more media attention.
right.
Trump is a media pimp, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all don't know that by now, trust me when I tell you. I've been in the media business for 50 plus years. I've seen media pimps. I know them when I see them. I can smell them before they open their mouths. And this guy is good at it. He's good at it. He will convince you and repeat the same BS over and over and over until it becomes truth because you were convinced what he's saying is real. Now, I
Absolutely.
told you in 2015, this guy was a joke, a clown, and a criminal. He had over 3,000 plus civil suits when he was running for his first term.
Yep.
Come on, folks. What kind of character is that? Is that the guy that you really want as your president? Come on.
Absolutely.
You listen, if you get evicted from your apartment, you can't get another apartment for what, 6, 8 years or something? That
Hmm.
eviction is stuck on you.
Yep.
But he can get away with something that's more intense than an eviction
Yep.
or bankruptcy. Six
Yep.
times bankrupt. He just go and open up another corporation and pimp that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, it's legal. It's not against the law. I get it. But at some point in time, you got to have some responsibility and conscience. When you just do startup companies, pimp them out, fail, bust them out, bankrupt, move on, next. And you guys still support them.
Well, not everybody. Not everybody. Got a quick shout out. My brother in broadcasting, Mr. Chris Bates, chimed in. He says, I'm in church. Preach the truth, Pastor Michaels. Amen. And then he give me a what's up, brother Ryan.
Yeah,
Amen. I'm here. Thank you.
thank
Now
you.
you gotta
Thank
you
you.
gotta go find our brother Chris Bass for Baseline. He's broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube.
That's
Please
right.
support him. We have many broadcasters that we work with all across the country. And I want to just take this opportunity to invite people to our network, Street News Now. We've got a beautiful thing working over here. We need your support. We got space and time for you, for your show, rebroadcast, or even production. Go over to
Mhm.
streetnewsnow.com, fill out the form that you want to join the network, or at least talk to one of the people that can help you get on the air with us. We are building this network, and we'd like for you to join us in this growth for 2025. You ain't got nothing else better to do. You sitting around crying about what the government is doing, and Trump and the orange haired orangutan. You can come on over here with us and have a platform to talk about him up front. See, we ain't gonna cut you off the air if you say a few bad words, you know. So come on over, be a part of what we're doing. We appreciate any professionals, even those that want to be professionals. Lee Michaels, the radio coach, one of my mentors, he has helped me come a long way. That's why I got my own newsroom now, because of him, you know. So come on, so you can get your own newsroom, and we
That's
can
right.
help you get to where you want to get. So that being said, I toss it back over to Mr. Lee Michaels so he can close us out and get out of here for today.
Well, I just sent the link to Chris. I'd like to have Chris come in here for
Oh,
a
okay.
minute.
All right.
If you got a minute, Chris,
Yeah,
check
sure.
your email. I sent you the link to join us, and we love Chris. Chris is one of our
Absolutely.
guys, to say the least. And Chris, text me back if you don't have time. If you're not sitting in the living room butt naked and afraid to go on camera. I understand. It's all good. All
And
right, but
that's a common thing, broadcasting butt naked,
well, I've got a shirt on, but below my waist, I've got my pajama bottoms on, and no
Absolutely.
shoes. So that's a good thing about a camera and a microphone. Even in regular broadcasts, a lot of times when they're only doing headshots, the guys are in there with tennis shoes and
Yeah.
and blue jeans on. The camera crops all of that out, so it's all good. But listen, folks, we're trying to build something here with credibility, and we're looking for reporters, contributors, correspondents from around the world. We're building something that you can be a part of on the ground level. So if you'd like to be a member of a reporter or whatever on Street News Now, like Dr. Ron says, go to streetnewsnow.com, sign up, and we'll have a little conversation and find out what your interests might be and bring you into the fold. So that's it's that simple, And if you're true to the game and want to be seen and heard and want to contribute to positive and truthful information, if you see something happening in your neighborhood, whether it's a house on fire or you see some cops doing some crazy stuff, jacking people up, turn your phone on and stream it out to Street News Now, because that's what it's all about. News as it happens, when it
Absolutely.
happens, right now.
Absolutely.
So I think so, Chris. Let me. He's asking if I sent it to base. It may have been one of your other. Let's see here.
Yeah, while they're sorting that out, this network began 3-4 years ago, when we had a show called Six Guys in You. And when we had that show, Six Guys in You, we talked from
Hmm.
6 different perspectives. It all
Hmm.
started as a political, following the election when Obama became president, and we carried it through all the way until everybody got busy. Life got in the way. But the network is still alive, it's not dead. We created the Noon Report, and with the Noon Report, we are still generating conversation about what's going on in the world. So I promise you, this is a welcoming place. It's not some place where we're going to be reading your report before you give it. you're welcome to come in here and have freedom and creativity to be able to do what it is that you feel that is your responsibility as a broadcaster
Mhm.
to do. Now, I'm going to do some shameless advertising. I do 3 shows a week. I do my talk show with interview every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. I go live every Friday. I'm sorry, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Our show interviewing people in the community. You can find a link on my website, ask-dr-ron.com, and you'll get more information about when my other shows are. I do this show on the Noon Report every Wednesday, and then every Saturday I do a show where it is from the desk of Dr. Ron. So
Mhm.
you can find me if you go to my YouTube channel, Ask Dr. Ron, and you'll be able to find all of my broadcasts there. I've been doing this for a while. I got over 1,000 shows. So please support. One of the things I want to encourage you to do while you're here, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
That's it.
Also, also
Give us a
hit,
thumbs up.
give us a thumbs up. Like the show, share the show. You're not going to find anybody's going to keep it real like we are. Okay, as Chris has was saying a few little while ago, preach on Michael.
Well, sometimes I get on a rant, and I guess you can call it preaching, but I'm seriously concerned about the future of America and the everyday people, and what we're going through. The problems are huge. I mean, I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm looking for another place to live, and to find a two-bedroom apartment in a decent area starts around $2,800, and that's before any utilities or whatever. And then you're going to have, depending on your credit, it's going to be 1, 2, or 3 months up front, a $300 deposit on top of that, then your $53 per credit check for each person that's going to live in that dwelling. So to find an apartment, and again, now you can go into Watts or somewhere like that, and it's still going to be expensive. You might find a two-bedroom apartment that you may or may not be safe in some areas, like everywhere else, whether you're in Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, or Jiblipin, Mississippi. There's always going to be some undesirable neighborhoods. That being said, it's still not cheap.
Right.
You got houses that are selling in Compton for $500,000. That might be 900 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into a nicer neighborhood, even Inglewood is sky high now. It's catching up with Beverly Hills, the
Absolutely.
Baldwin Hills, um, Westchester, Culver City. These are little areas around the LA area. They're not cheap. If you buy a house in Westchester, which is just north of the airport, LAX, very next neighborhood north of the LAX airport, a 900 square foot house is anywhere from 1.2 to 1.8 million dollars. And that's a house that was built back in the 50s that may or may not have been renovated. If it's been renovated, you're talking about 2.5. 900
Mm-hmm.
square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and maybe a garage not attached. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be faced with parking on the street. And if it come in twice a week to do street cleaning, if you don't move your damn car in
How, how,
time, that's
how
a
many
$47 parking ticket.
how many tickets you say you got now?
About 5 or 6. It's stupid. It makes it almost impossible to be in this area. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
And it's the same everywhere.
absolutely. And understanding that, it's even worse for senior citizens. When you're a senior citizen on a fixed income,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to survive. It's almost like they don't care if we survive or not. So
Hmm.
I put myself, I don't know, I got to be careful when I say this because I know you're a lot more senior of a citizen than I am, but I'm still in that that bracket.
When you
You
hit
know,
the category of 60 plus, you're just old.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Especially to these young bucks of 20,
yeah,
25 years old
yeah,
that think they
yeah.
know every damn thing. And I say to them all the time, uh, young man, the shit I forgot about, you don't know.
Absolutely.
So shut up and listen, and you might learn something.
Yeah,
So you can avoid making the mistakes that I made when I was your dumb ass age.
yeah,
'Cause I made
and
mistakes. When I was 25 years old, I was young, dumb, and rocking and rolling,
yep,
having a
yep,
good time, and that was my priority, like most.
yep, 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 yep.
And if I knew then what I know now, I would have partied less and invested more.
No, you wouldn't.
I said if I knew then what I know now.
Right.
So that was a caveat in
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
there.
And it's interesting you should say that because I explain to young people now, we've been at this place before. If you go back and study the history of the 50s and 60s, you will understand that this is familiar territory for most of us. I was looking at a sale paper today and chitlins, $2.99 a pound. You don't think
Mm.
that's going back cheap? Chitlins.
I don't know when
Look,
I've had some chitlins. It's got to
look,
be 50 years or more.
twice cleaned.
Oh, that's why it's more expensive.
But
It's
it
been
was
bathtub cleaned twice.
look, and it was cheaper than every other meat item on the
Sure.
page. Okay? So I'm just letting you know we've been here before. Okay?
Exactly.
They starting to put chitlins on the sale paper. They
Mm.
letting you know, hey, we're here for you. So
Let me check some grocery prices here just while
yeah,
we're waiting for Chris. I don't know, Chris, what do you want? You rolling like an old man. What's going on with your boy?
yeah, yeah. He ain't over 60 yet, but he
He's
creeping up there.
creeping up on it.
Yeah, I have to keep coming. It's not a bad
Man,
thing. Keep coming.
right.
You know.
Let
So
me see.
it's rough.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's
And
rough.
now I'm pulling up an app here in California. Ralph's Grocery Stores is a Kroger owned store, the largest store chain in California.
Hmm.
And the president of that company admitted they were gouging.
Hmm.
Now, I buy fresh pet dog food. It's a 6 pound roll. And at this store, it's $22.99. I got three little dogs, and I can go through that 6 pounds in 5 days or so. Six at the most if I stretch it. I put them on a diet.
Hmm.
But here's the thing: if you go to Target, same 6 pound roll chicken, um, it's 19.99. If you go to Walmart, it's 17.49. So why in the hell is Ralph's $5 more expensive than Walmart? Why does it have to be that way? Maybe the manufacturer needs to put a cap on the retail level. Say, look, if you're going to sell my product, you can't sell it for more than this price. And then it's universal. But I don't have time to run around and look for bargains. And you're burning up gas and shopping around for the better deal. I mean, I love my little dogs, but I might have to put them on a diet. But I was forced to pay $22.99 just 3 days ago. Now tomorrow I'm probably going to have to buy some more because I don't want to go to Walmart because they're not fair in their hiring practices, and I'm protesting against Target. So I got to pay $5 more. Now hear me, Kroger. Y'all need to stop that mess. Now Kroger does subscribe and to DEI, and that's why I'm trying to spend my money there, and that's where I buy 99% of my groceries. So it's just ridiculous. Why hasn't the Trump administration gone in and done something about that? And this company has admitted when Biden was the president, yeah, we're price gouging. They ought to be fined. It's bad business, man. It's just not good. Now, hey, look, I understand everybody wants to make a profit, but if Target and Walmart can sell it for $17 or $19, why can't Ralph's? Now I'm gonna look up what let's see here. Weekly ads. Let's see what that's talking about. All right. Let's look at some simple stuff here. All right. Let's see here. I'll pick something that Dr. Ron would purchase.
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay, here's some fresh Atlantic salmon.
Uh-huh.
$10 a pound. Is that a good price or $9.99? With the card. If you don't have the card, you're gonna pay more.
Yeah, that's about average. But if you catch it on sale, you can get it anywhere around $4 a pound. If you catch it on sale.
And,
So
I haven't seen that in I don't know when.
yeah. Well, see, you're in California.
But
You
that's
know,
still, what
your
does that
prices
mean?
your prices are equivalent to New York prices.
But why
So
does it have to be that way?
because the people in California cost of living is higher, you
But
know, you
so
know.
why does that make it okay to gouge me on food prices and
Nobody
gas
said it
prices?
was okay. You made the choice to go to California, so that's why you
No,
gotta
no,
make
no,
prices.
no.
They
This
say
is
they say
America.
they say go to Hollywood, you'll make money and be a star,
Yeah,
and
well, I'm
that's
not
what
trying to
happened.
be a star.
Yeah, well, if you go down on Sunset Strip, you can be a star.
Yeah,
You know?
that game is too rough for me.
Yeah, you can go down there and get the girls when they come off the bus, and make them a
Mhm.
star. Ain't that
Here's,
what they
here-
used to do in the old black exploitation films?
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna love you, baby.
All right, here's some fresh boneless chicken breast. $2.99 a pound. How's that sound?
Can you trust that though? Is that one of them chickens that's been sick? You know?
Well, we don't know. We
Yeah,
don't know what we don't know.
yeah,
You know,
and if you feed it to your dog, they say your pet can get sick and die.
Mm,
You
that's
know?
scary. All right, final cost when buying four or more 6 packs of looks like Pepsi and some other crap. $14 for four. I remember when
Hmm.
you could buy a 6 pack for $1.99.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but still,
yeah,
6 pack,
yeah,
16.9 ounce bottles, $14 for four.
yeah,
I guess that's supposed to be a deal, huh?
yeah. Well, see, that's why you got to hold on to your pennies and wait till the value of pennies go up, and then you can buy all the chicken and fresh pet that you want.
Now here's a this I think is a might be a pretty good buy. $3.99 each with a digital coupon, which means you got to scan the QR code for Oscar Mayer bacon, 12 ounces. Now, this same brand, same bacon has been like $6.99. So that's a little quick sale right there. That I would probably buy if I was going to eat some bacon.
Yeah. No, I'm from that neighborhood where you don't eat pork.
Right. And I don't eat it very often, but every now and then I'll have a little bacon on my burger or a pork chop maybe or pork tenderloin.
Hmm.
But
Can't
I
do
don't
it.
eat it often. I don't eat red meat that often, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Can't eat it. Yeah. Now, is Chris coming? Did he text you back?
He
What did he
said he
say?
was coming. He's on his way. What are you
Okay.
taking an Uber? You waiting for Uber?
Um, I'm just asking.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call him. Maybe I can just bring him up on the phone here.
Yeah, you got all them fancy toys over there to bring in calls and stuff. You know.
Yo,
Mr. Bass,
what's up, man?
what do you have to take an Uber to come in?
Pretty much, I had to go through all these steps to go through Chrome.
Oh, you just turn on your mic and your camera.
Right. I allowed that, and then they want to go through all these verification steps.
See, but now what's ironic, Chris, is just think about what you're going through just to come into a live stream.
Right.
But Elon Musk and his ragtag team can go into every government office and do what the hell they want to do without being vetted. They don't have to
Oh, of
pass
course.
any security or anything. Isn't that crazy?
Got easy access, baby. That's right.
Yeah, and then walk out with all the data that they want. And who knows how many copies they're making, taking it home and selling it to the Russians or whoever. And I hate to think cynical like that, but damn, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know.
No, that's true.
So
Well,
That's true.
I'm sorry you're going
Just
through that.
easy access power, man.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Top of the afternoon to you, Mr. Bass.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Still alive, brother. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Well, somebody got to stick to it. You're still walking the earth like Kane and Kung Fu, like the most of us. So you're doing pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Like what? What was that?
Walking the earth like Kane and Kung Fu. That was a TV series back in the 70s on ABC.
I don't remember that one. That one got by
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Kung
That's
Fu.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. Somebody got it.
yeah. See, back in the 70s, he was watching the Three Stooges instead of Kane and Kung Fu.
Well, there you go. You're probably right. Because Curly was my guy, the guy with the bald head Curly.
Oh, your Curly was the man.
Kind of looked like
made
Dr.
Julie
Ron.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of looked like
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Ron. That's a good one. I like that. So what's happening, man? I mean, what do you think of your president you voted for?
Well, for the record, I did not vote for him. I don't vote for insane people insane in the membrane. And obviously, the man is unhinged, to say the very least. What he's doing is what he said he will do. He was going to be the dictator on day one. We got that. Mm-hmm. He's going to pretty much replace and repeal all the government functions with Project 2025, yep. Which, of course, is a think tank out of Massachusetts by the Heritage Foundation. So what he's doing is by their book. And so to dismantle everything, and again, he said, I caught the show earlier, we got talking about him, meaning 47, trying to be a third term president. Yeah, if you dismantle all of the government properties and the Bill of Rights and everything else, you can put in a possibility of being president forever. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I put it like this. I mentioned before I mentioned on my show about how much I like Marvel comic book movies and stuff like that in DC. So there's a new Captain America movie coming out. Captain America, of course, works for the government. And there's a storyline that's not being told yet, but it pales to where we're going from fiction to fact. Mm-hmm. So his enemy is called the Red Skull. In one episode, in a storyline, the Red Skull becomes the president of the United States forever. Forever. And the Red Skull reminds me of Trump. Just orange, that's all.
That's it.
And that's his goal. His goal is to be a dictator forever. And I said before in my program, I do believe that he's trying to eradicate the middle class. So we look at Oh yeah, we look at what makes the economy run is middle class people. But if you take that element away, then what do you have? You have rich and poor, the haves and the have-nots.
Yep.
Because you and I both know, unless I know you're blessed to hit the lottery, you're not going to be in a higher tax bracket. So your reality is, if you get a 9 to 5 and pay your bills and pay rent and pay what's due, you can get to from so-called poor to middle class. That's about as far as you go, but you can thrive on being middle class. You take that element away and you have nothing at all.
Yep. It's sad, but that's where we're headed. And I'd like to have somebody come in and convince me otherwise, because all the signs and the roadmap is laid out. Project 2025 predicted what it was going to do, and he's doing it. He's following that plan, and he denied that he knew anything about it, nor did he have anything to do with it, which is another damn lie.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, well, his
coincidentally, that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Well, I get a kick out of the people that, if I wish I can see these people, the ones who voted for Trump. When you look at it again, we had this conversation, all three of us talked about the fact that it is a cult.
Mhm.
The MAGA people are cult people. He's no different than Koresh or Charles Manson or Jim Jones before him. He's the same. As a matter, he's more in line with Jim Jones, because when Jim Jones was out and about, Jim Jones would go on tours to different cities and sell merch. This is the 70s. He sells T-shirts and keychains with his likeness on it.
Yep.
Yep.
So all he's doing is taking the page out of that, going back to the 47 guy. So what he's doing is he's emulating these situations with Hitler and these people who follow these cults and things like that. He's no different. So, but the Trumpites are being used, and they don't know they're being used until it's D-Day. So what do you think is going to happen when hey, wait a minute, you're supposed to go after those people, not me, and then your gas, and think of it, why? Because he used your gas too. He don't give a damn about his own Trumpites. He gives a damn about himself, because it's all about him. We're just here. So with that type of megalomaniac, you have to fight. I said it before on my program again, all of us need to come together and fight. It is all hands on deck. You cannot do the Democratic thing back in the day was, okay, they kick me in the mouth. I try to let them know it's okay. No, it's not okay. You kick them back harder.
That's right.
This is a whole new day. If you're gonna put me down, I gotta put my proverbial knee into your neck. It's just a whole new day. Even First Lady Michelle Obama had to change her tune. Remember, she said before, when they go low, we go high.
Right.
And then she spoke at the DNC. She pretty much said, no, knuckle up and guard your grill. So she had to change her mentality.
Yeah.
So if the First Lady had to change her mentality about fighting back, this is a whole new day, a whole new era. We have to fight back. That's it. That's all.
Plain and simple. And if you don't get that, then you've drank all the Kool-Aid. You've bought the proverbial lies, thousands of them, and you're in critical condition. You need to go check into the emergency room.
I got a hypothetical question for both of you gentlemen, and I use the word gentleman loosely. Do you think, and I know it's a far-fetched, hypothesis, do you think that Michelle Obama could run for president and actually be the first Black female to accomplish to get that office?
First female.
Yeah, but I mean even Black,
I think she would make an incredible showing. I think it would, depending on who she was running against, I think she would have a chance to win. But at the same time, I think we'll see a repeat or a trepeat of what we've already seen. Every time a female runs, she loses. And the last two ran against the orangutan.
Right.
So America is still stuck on stupid when it comes to the faith and the respect for women. I hate saying that. But to all of you men out there, especially, who have publicly said, "Oh, I can't vote for a woman," or she wasn't qualified. They're lame ass excuses and cover up because you're a misogynist fool. You just hate women. I wonder what kind of relationship did you have with your mom? What is that the problem? Maybe you didn't get along with your mom. Your mom was kicking your ass because you were a badass and she was doing the right thing, but you want to hold that against all the women in the world? If you're married, how do you treat your wife? So, I mean, those are my questions. What makes you think a woman can't do this job? Other countries have had and have female leaders. Look at Mexico.
Yeah.
There you go. You finally made it, Chris. Let me bring him in here.
There he is.
My man.
That's my brother in broadcasting.
That's right.
What's up, brother? It took me, I'd go through the swamp, but I'm finally here. So
You survived the swamp. God
yes, I
bless you.
did.
That's good. It's a good thing.
Yes,
But
it is.
but I think that we still have that problem here in America. And you could call it, just no faith in women. But I think it is also in line with racism.
Yeah.
It's the same
Chris,
mindset.
what you say?
Honestly, I don't think Michelle wants that again. I think
Mm,
look at just the fact that, and I do disagree with the following with Michelle. Usually, I don't disagree. I think she should have attended Jimmy Carter's funeral. That's what I mean, despite what the rumors were about her and Barack being separated or getting divorced, she should have went out of respect to Jimmy Carter, regardless of who you're going to sit next to. And so, yeah, I don't want to sit next to Trump either. But if I had to represent what she was going through with her family and how much they adored the Carters and things like that, out of respect, she should have went. I don't think she wants that smoke anymore. I think that when you are held to a high standard like being the first lady, as Michelle was, and you're ridiculed every single day. And you got to take care of your family. You got to her mother was alive at the time. Her mother was there in the White House taking care of the girls. It's a lot to go through. And you went through it twice because of two times in office, terms in office. So I don't know if she wants to go through all that. Again, it's about the reality of being in the bizarro world. Remember when Trump was running and they had pictures of Melania butt ass naked on the internet,
yeah.
what she did. And here's the so-called conservative right going after Michelle Obama. Why? Because she exposed her arms in a dress.
Yeah.
Oh my God, arms! So you get it up in arms about arms, but it's all right to be butt booty hole naked out here when it comes to Melania. So that whole thing, again, when you justify bad behavior, this is what you get. You make it, you normalize it, and that's not cool. And so I just think that I don't know. I mean, if I was in Michelle's corner, whatever you do, I support. But I can understand she don't want to because that's a headache to go through
Yeah,
over and over again, dealing with the so-called conservative right.
exactly. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
wouldn't
That's
want
what
to
I
put
say.
my
It's
family through it
just,
either.
it was a hypothetical question whether or not she could actually accomplish the task as the first female as a president of the United States. We
I
know
think
it's
yes,
an uphill
yes.
climb. I know it's a disaster, when you start putting a woman in there. Now, vice president, yes, but not president,
I
you
think
know.
that she could do the job without any problem because she's smart and I think she's brilliant enough to surround herself with qualified people to be a part of her administration, as her husband did.
Right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and as other successful presidents have done. As bad as I didn't respect or like George W. and his dad, they were not as unhinged as the criminal that we have now as our president.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, they were kind of sketchy and scary,
Yep.
but they were
They
better
did.
than this. I
They
never
did.
thought
They
I'd say I'd take George Bush over the orangutan, but I would.
yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
back,
They did.
George.
They did. They did their job.
Yeah, yeah,
You
they did
know.
a better job than this.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Chris?
You always go to Facebook, you always go to YouTube. So YouTube, type in Chris Bays, or I'm sorry, type in the Chris Bays channel, all one word, with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Also, catch me on Facebook. Type in Chris Bass, CHRIS. B is in broadcasting, ASE. For the record, now they're up to 2,742 Chris Basses. They're all phony.
Really?
They're not really. They're up to count.
Oh,
I am the original. I started this name as mine. It don't belong to anybody else. No offense to the Chris Bases, but in this universe right here, I am the original. So when you see my face, hey man, he's a nice face. No, he actually shaves. So come on board. You see my face, become a friend, know the show that I do called Baseline, and get involved.
There you go.
absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
Trademark the name.
yeah, I can relate to that because there's actually a medical doctor named Dr. Ron,
Mhm.
and he probably been getting a lot of hits because people search for me. So I totally
be.
understand, you know. Yeah, and they got another Lee Michaels too. I think you
Yeah.
said he's a gospel guy, right?
Right. Over in Baltimore.
Yep.
Yep. And he's a nice guy. He's a good guy, but
Mhm.
I don't, I've never, maybe I've met him one time when I was working out there in the DC area. But I get some of his emails, and requests on social media to be friends. And I always tell him, I said, "No, you got the wrong Lee Michaels." I said, "He's a religious guy, and I'm not."
I cuss too much.
Right.
Yeah.
I cuss a
Yeah.
lot. So
Right.
I never will forget
you don't want to
one.
be my friend.
Right.
Uh,
I'm not
I
a
rem-
player. I just cuss a lot.
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember.
believe in God and all that, but I don't play gospel music, and I don't have Reverend next to my name, so you probably don't want to be my friend.
Yeah, I remember one year I was listening to the Stellar Awards, and I heard the name announced. Lee Michaels just won a Stellar Awards, so I
Right,
called Lee up like, "Lee, you won a Stellar Award? That ain't me."
that's that other guy. Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure he gets some of my radical friends, and I get his. But I always tell him, say, no, I'm not that guy. Here, go to this link, and you'll be happy. Some of the people that send me gospel music to play, and I told him, I said, "Oh, nice song, really good, but I don't have a gospel music channel, or I don't program gospel music. But here's a guy you need to send it to, the other Lee Michaels." Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's all good.
Hmm.
Identity is a key thing, especially in social media. You gotta differentiate, make sure that you are clear as a bell. So I think maybe Chris, with all those other guys, you got to find out something unique, and I don't know, to help separate you from them.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
real quick before we part company, I'm going to say this because I've been telling everybody about this since I started. I'm reaching out to all my brothers and sisters in social media, broadcasting, and let's collaborate. We need to join forces because this is an uncanny time in our lives, and we can't do it by ourselves. So I reached out to a few, of course, my brothers here on Street News Now. You know where you can find me, and I can find you. Let's collaborate and let's give out some important information because it's needed now more than ever. If any time in our lives that we're dealing with misinformation and someone right there at the helm of the presidency of 47 who does not give two damns about you or me, and it comes down to us versus him, we need strength in numbers. As long as we get the information that's out there that's critical, that helps people think, because even the networks are bowing down. I used to work for ABC, and it broke my heart still, and it breaks my heart continuously, the fact that they had to pay out 1.5 mil to 47 in that lawsuit between him and George Stephanopoulos. It broke my heart because now you're giving into his will. The so-called 1.5 mil is going towards the so-called Trump library. The man can't even read. But I digress. You put him in a position of bowing down to his knee, and I can't stand that. When we lose freedom of speech through media, we're losing ourselves. So we have to go back to boots on the ground, individual work, and that's where we all should come in. So, brothers, if you have anything on your mind, you have to be up. If you're up to Saturday morning, after you scratch, go to the bathroom, wash your hands where you got to do and everything else, you will come on and talk about some facts. You have at it, please let me know, and you come on my program just like that.
Cool. Well, let me, before we get out of here, I got a text message earlier today, which it wasn't new to me because I'm already supporting this movement. But on every Wednesday, the Union of People are asked not to make any purchases from corporate America. Don't go to Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, none of those places, or your local grocery store that is not minority owned, to show the power of the black dollar. So today is Wednesday. Don't buy nothing unless it's from a minority owned company, black or Hispanic. Don't buy nothing else, or don't spend your money with them. Now, the only problem I have with this is, and I think we need to put a list together, nationwide list, and then maybe break it down by state and by city so we can know who owns what. More importantly, a list of black owned or Hispanic owned businesses. Because right now, I need to buy some damn gas. Is there a black owned gas station in Los Angeles? So if somebody knows, then let me know because I need to buy some gas. Otherwise, my ass is going to be pushing a Suburban down the street. And that ain't going to be fun.
Hmm.
And it's raining in
Right.
Los Angeles, where it
Yeah.
never rains.
Absolutely.
When it does, it pours. So I wanted to leave that out there before we get out of here. Every Wednesday, not just this Wednesday, every Wednesday, don't buy nothing from corporate America. Let's show the corporate bosses that we have buying or spending power. Maybe we'll get a little more respect. Till next Wednesday, let's do it again, like the Staple Singers. What you know about that?
I know
Right
that's
here
right.
on Street News Now, Wednesday, noontime. That's in Los Angeles. No, Midwest, Chicago time. Are you giving me a 2 minute warning or you got something else to say?
I'm saying peace. Gotta
Peace.
go.
Okay. Thanks again, folks. We love you and we'll see you next week. Same place, same time, noon Central Time. God bless. Be safe and don't spend no money today. Until then, bye bye.